episode of the Be Brand podcast. And today I'm doing something a little different. So I'm actually checking because it says that I'm actually streaming to Facebook and to YouTube. I don't know if that's actually true, but we want to check and see if actually that is happening. So I am here. Yeah, I'm actually live on Facebook, which is being a million years, but it is perfect for me to actually bring up. I'm going to close it now that I'm there so it doesn't distract me. But it's perfect for me to talk about the topic that I am recording today on the podcast. And this is where are we still hiding? And this is such an important topic because I truly believe that when you are building a personal brand, is not just about showing up on social media, but your personal brand is your identity. So where are we still hiding without realizing it? And how is that like hurting your identity, your client, like attraction, your confidence, and your cash? So this is what it's calling me out. And I have a ton of notes. I'm going to move all my stuff out of the way. But this is what I've been experiencing. And I see these with so many of my clients. And I wanted to talk about this because hiding is very, very, very subtle. So after Be Brand Live, and if you didn't listen to the previous episode, I'm going to drop all of the links down here. All of the things happen with the event, at the event, with the venue. I got sick, all of this stuff that I'm not going to go into. But I found myself not showing up as usual. Now, this is the thing. How many of us, and guys, I teach this for a living. I teach showing up on social media. I teach personal branding. And when I realized I was doing this is when I knew this was going to have to be a podcast episode. I actually committed to, okay, what is the level of visibility that the mission I am showing up in the world for actually deserves? So this is the preface to everything I am going to share with you. So there is so many layers to this because most of us don't actually realize that we are hiding. Okay. So I'm going to give you a few examples and how I actually realized that this was happening. Okay. So the event happens, all of these things happen, and all of a sudden, creating content, showing up on social media, talking about it, started feeling a little heavier than usually. And there was this like layer of like shame or imposter syndrome. I don't even like that I couldn't pinpoint, right? But think about this. I have been building my business now for 5 years on this iteration of coaching. I have been on social media creating content, I don't know, 10 years, like from my photography business, then into the pivot into personal branding photography, my network marketing era. So I have been creating content for a long, long, long time. So I have learned that when it starts feeling heavy, there is an underlying reason for that. It's either I'm not aligning with what I'm talking about, I'm overthinking, or I'm giving away my power. And this is where this conversation is actually going today. Okay. Because the truth is that how many of us want to feel chosen by our clients? How many of us we know that we have amazingness to share and that we are here for a bigger mission? But is your visibility, is your content, are your actions aligning with how big your mission is. So I kind of want to talk about how this not showing up and this not being chosen actually is so subtle, because I saw this on myself. And then as I realized, oh my God, I am coaching people all day long on this, but I didn't see it on me. So a few things, and I have a few notes in here because I don't want to forget, is hiding is not necessarily not posting. So where, for example, you are posting, but you're just checking the box. You're like, okay, did I post this week? How many times I posted this week? But maybe you are just hiding behind Canva graphics. Maybe you are just saying what you think you need to be saying instead of what you actually want to talk about. I'm going to make a little stop here. And even myself, right before going live. So this is what's happening with this podcast episode. I challenge myself. I'm going live on Facebook. I am going live on YouTube. And this is a podcast episode. And I actually did an Instagram live this morning on this topic. But this is because I really wanted to challenge myself to be, are you really talking the talk? I'm sorry, are you really walking what you're talking about? Because the truth is, it's really, really easy for you to say you want to be visible. It's really, really easy for you to say 2026 is going to be a 100K year. It's really, really easy to call out all of these goals that you have, but then shrink and do what you think visibility is. Do what you think is out of your comfort zone, but not really. But not really. You're still hiding. And one of the things that I see with my clients is if you're at the very, 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 very beginning, there is a window of time that it's okay for you to post just to learn to post. But there is a moment when you start making a little bit of money, when you are in that like 1 to 3K a month recurrent, that you're like, okay, my business makes 30K, 40K this year, 50K, where you have to start asking yourself, how do I make a big difference? And again, I'm assuming that every single one of you watching this, you are a mission-driven entrepreneur. Because your mission is what actually gives you that power, that courage for you to want to be chosen by your clients, by the people that you are here to make a difference for. You have to choose you first. So I sent an email a few days ago that was like, would you choose you? And why? Because if you still don't know, why would you choose you over somebody else in your industry? That's where we need to start. Because the part of the problem of not showing up, of that visibility, the power behind your content, and again, this is the underlying reason why maybe your content has no likes, no follows, no comments. Now, I want to preface this with this. 90% of my content is not, and the one that sells is not the content where people are like, yay, right? Like celebrating. But that is the content that talks to your golden dream client. That is the content that is actually moving and activating your people. You cannot activate somebody if you are not activated. So I kind of want to mirror a few things for you. are you checking the boxes? And you're saying, oh, but I posted. Another example of this, I had a client that she had a flopped Black Friday sale. So we debrief later, and I asked her, how many emails did you send? How many posts did you do around this offer? And she told me 2 emails and 2 posts. So my reflection is the problem is not the offer itself. You are assuming that people are seeing you. You're assuming that everybody in your social media, in your email marketing, all of that is actually dying to open your stuff. And the truth is that in order to be chosen for our golden dream client, we have to earn that. We have to earn that people open our emails. We have to earn, and this is not about validation, but it's about showing up with clarity, with power. How are we changing people's lives? And when it comes to you building your personal brand, you're earning the permission to sell to people. Where are you still asking yourself, oh, what am I going to post today so people comment? As opposed to showing up powerfully on what you know as the expert, what people need. This live is an example of that. I see this across the board. This is not a beginner problem. And this is one of the things that I had a realization this morning, which is when you are just starting out, you are testing what your truth is. You're looking inward. You're coming to social media, you're going networking, whatever it is that you're doing to put your business out there. And you are testing what is your truth, what are people resonating with. And there is this middle ground between testing or messaging and actually conforming to what people are responding, but it's not really your truth. So that middle ground is where we are playing here. But when you are more advanced, and this is why I say this is not a beginner problem, what I found, this is where I found myself, you start watering your message, right? Because, oh, the other coaches or what other people are going to think, or what are your peers going to think? And this is where you're leaking your own identity, you're leaking cash, you're leaking clients. Because the people that you are here to serve, I know this for me. The people that I am here to serve, that are growing a personal brand, that they are growing a business, they have big missions. So part of my genius is to call people forward. When I ask my clients, what is the favorite part of them coaching with me? The strategy never really comes up, even though we work on strategy all day long. They're like, you activate me. I leave our calls ready to take action because I'm calling them forward. I'm not like calling them out. I'm calling them forward to their power. I was having a conversation with one of my mentors, and she even told me this. So this is what happened. I got to tell you a story. I was going through some videos from View Brand Live, my live event that I host here every September in Las Vegas. And I was doing my own editing. I was looking for some stuff that I wanted to post. And I was like, damn, this stuff is fire. And then I was like, why don't I talk about this on social media? Why don't I talk about all these topics? And the only answer I could find is when I'm in the room, when I'm with people, when I'm feeling their energy, I'm fired up and my power is coming up. But then when I'm on social media, right, I was blending in. And I was like, but this is not even who I am in real life. In real life, if you know me, I'm spicy, I curse, I am always on coaching mode because I love doing it, people truly call me to ask me for advice. People that they were coworkers of mine, or people that they're a few steps behind, friends that have been growing their businesses forever. And I think that there is something to be said about the women that you have big dreams, you want to grow this business to like that next level because you want to make a difference, but you're still like playing it safe, right? You have like this fear of judgment from somebody still in your, either in your industry, in your family, your ex coworkers, your, I don't know, high school friends, whatever it is. So I kind of want to like I did a little list for you, which is, how are you editing your truth? Even me showing up here today, going bigger and being like, this is going on YouTube, this is going on Facebook. Because there is people out there that they're doing the same that I am doing. This is my line on the sand where I'm like, why am I diluting? Why am I editing my truth before posting? It's like I was kind of creating some notes for me, and ChatGTP gave me sanitized message. The truth is like you and your conviction is the only thing that people are truly buying from you. There is a million personal branding coaches. There is a million chiropractors. There is a million life coaches. There is a million of everything. We are not inventing anything new. The only thing that is yours is your conviction, your opinions, and the way you use your story to actually like give people a result. So these are a few things that I want you to watch for. If you're like, I think that I'm editing myself, I think that I'm diluting myself. Now, this is not about being louder. This is not about being more colorful. This is not about like making noise or rattling feathers for the sake of rattling feathers. This is you truly getting in tune with your own truth and putting it out there. What would you tell your ideal client if you were not afraid of offending her? There was a real thing going on around that. This is what I see in a lot of my clients that we shift. Number one, people that come up with new offers all the time. Okay, are you talking about your offers? Because having offers does not translate into money. Having offers does not translate into you having a following. Having offers then does not translate into people being in love with your brand. What do you stand for and why are you creating these offers? Because the offers need to come from a calling. The offers need to come from a gap that you know you can fill for your clients. It's not just about like, I'll come up with the offer and never talk about it. This is how so many of you are creating busy work, but you're never putting these in front of enough people and talking about it powerfully, even if you're scared, even if you're nervous. The other one that I've been seeing a lot is repeating strategies that already aren't working for you, but they're comfortable. I'm going to give a very specific example. There was somebody on my last boot camp that she makes a video every day on Instagram that says, ask me anything. And then she talks about a topic. And every single one of those posts has almost no views and no comments. And I caught it when I was getting ready for talking about this topic. And I caught that she's still doing it, even though we talked about it. And it broke my heart, but not because she's not capable, not because she's not amazing at what she does, she's not in her power to actually face, hey, this is not working. How can I try something different? This is not working. How can I reframe it? How can I speak from my power in a different way? Right. And of course, there is a strategy to all of this, but I want you to understand that it's kind of like fear disguised as consistency, doing something over and over and over that is not working, right? Instead of you trying new things and being in your power and saying, I am going to figure this out. The other one is the fear of your peers, fears of staying unseen, right? It's like the only way for you to be chosen is for you to put your work in front of your people. Would you hire this version of you? Would you actually hire based on how you're showing up, not on your skills? Because nobody here is doubting that you have skills. The women I work with, they're all fucking brilliant. They're all fucking amazing. The problem is not your offers. The problem is not your skill. The problem is not even like your genius. The problem is that you're scared of being seen. You're actually scared of being chosen. And I kind of want to give you a little bit behind the scene like strategy here for you to really understand where am I coming from. There is a saying in marketing, how many touches somebody needs to have in order to buy from you. This is how many times they need to see your offer, how many times they need to see your brand. This is why you see when you click on a Facebook ad, on an Instagram ad, they keep showing up for you. They keep showing up for you. This is the same concept, right? There is a saying that says you need to have 17 touches. So I want you to think about this for a second. If you show up on social media and you put one post up, two posts up, three posts up, and you send one email, and maybe you did one live training, that's 5 touches. Now, on top of that, about 3% of your audience actually see your freaking content. So now, even though you did 5 touches, how many people actually really saw the content that you're putting out there? So I want you to get really, really, really clear with yourself. And is you saying that you want to make $10,000 a month matching your willingness and your courageousness and the power behind your content and your visibility? You say you want 10K months. Does your visibility actually match that identity? Okay. Before anyone chooses you, you must choose yourself. And you choose yourself by showing up every single day. When you're scared, when you don't know what to say, when you don't know if it's going to land, when you are creating a piece of content and you reread it and you say, is this truly saying what I want to say? Am I sounding like everybody else? While there is a strategies that you can follow, I mean, I teach a lot of a strategy, but the strategy need to be backed up with your own power. And when I realized that I was still hiding, I looked at my own Instagram grid and I was like, oh, wow. I had a few conversations with my own mentors and I asked the question. And one of my mentors was like, I don't think it's coming through the way you actually talk, with the power that you actually coach people. So if you are asking yourself, would I hire me today and why? And you cannot answer that with conviction, that's the leak. You are the first result of your work. Clients feel the energy you carry about yourself. Okay? So I want to give you a few things for you to take away. And these are like journaling prompts that you can use, because this is the thing. This is all about self-reflection. Because this is so subtle, like hiding is actually very, very subtle. Most of us hide in plain sight. Okay. You are going to the networking events, you are posting on social media. So you're kind of like checking the box, but you're still hiding. So I'm going to throw the prompts out here for you. And then there's going to be a little document on the show notes on the podcast, because I'm going live on Facebook and I'm going live on YouTube, but this is going to be on my podcast. I'll put the link down here. And this is what I want you to think about. 30 to 60 seconds, rapid fire journaling. How am I choosing to show up powerfully today? Because are you just kind of like going through your to-do list with no power and checking the box instead of actually rooting into your mission and being, what is the reason I am posting this? How is this going to move somebody that actually needs this today? What truth am I avoiding saying? That one stings, because this might go back to you having shame. This might go back to you not wanting to share in your stories. I remember when I first left bartending and I was building my business, I actually didn't want to talk about having been a bartender my whole life. When I know now that that is one of my biggest strengths, right? So how am I claiming a space in my industry? Are you seeing yourself as an authority, or are you looking at everybody else in your industry and you think that everybody else is doing better than you? And you're like, oh, okay. Are you making yourself optional? Are you making yourself optional? Because that is you choosing you. When you decide to show up for your dreams and for your golden dream client, this is what that looks like. Showing up imperfect, showing up even when you are not sure of what to say. You cannot think your way into power. You have to feel it in your gut. You have to feel it in your body and then show up for it. You activate the power through your body. What is your truth? So this is what's happening. I have been so called to do this because this is a line in the sand for me, but this is a line in the sand for a lot of the people that have been following me, that you have been seeing me build this brand. And 2026 is going to be so much fucking bigger because I'm claiming this. I am claiming where I have been hiding. And this is your invitation to come with me. Okay. So something is dropping tomorrow. If you're in the podcast and it's Tuesday, something just dropped today, and you're going to have the link here at the bottom, which is the chosen method. And this is about the power behind how you show up, the power behind your content, the power behind the strategy, the power behind being called forward and really, really, really calling yourself forward to a higher standard of visibility, a higher standard of content, a higher standard of what is happening in your business, a higher standard of what you are tolerating when it comes to your systems, to your boundaries in your business. There is so many layers in business that every single one of us, we are shrinking. But this is your line in the sand. So if this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. If you're in YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Spotify, maybe you're listening when you are in your car. Send me a DM on Instagram. DM me chosen, and I will send you a link for something that is dropping tomorrow. Just say no, this is like extremely accessible for everybody. And this is going to be an activation for you to really look at yourself in the mirror and being okay. Where in my business, where in my mission, I am ready to play bigger, to play to my full potential. I'm going to leave it here. I gave you a lot. And then whatever it is that you're listening or watching, there's going to be a little document for you to download with the rapid fire journaling prompts, because this is the truth. Until you are courageous, again, to look at yourself in the mirror and to answer these questions, it's so subtle that you may not even know that you're doing it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming with me in this new chosen fucking era. Because 2026 is an upgrade for all of us. And if you just gave the finger to 2025 because it sucked, which a lot of people are talking about that, hello, myself included, 2026 is your choice. I'll see you soon, and thank you for tuning in.